Hello children, in this moment of crisis, we are trying to find out some innovative ways of making you all learn the chapters which is there in your syllabus. So myself, Kakoli Saha, biology teacher of DAV Public School, CCL Gireti, is here to start the first chapter of biology in your NCERT book, that is related with reproduction. This unit reproduction, it actually has 4 chapters under it. The first one is reproduction in organism. Simply we will be dealing with the terms related with it and the basic processes involved in reproduction. The second chapter is sexual reproduction in flowering plant. The third one is human reproduction, and the fourth is reproductive health. So first of all, today we are going to start with reproduction in organism. So right now I don't have any means of aid with me, that is the chalk or the blackboard. So you will have to, all of you will have to bear with me. I'll be using trying to teach you all rather with just pen and paper. So let's start. The first chapter, reproduction in organism. First of all, you should know what is reproduction and you have the basic concept about reproduction since you all have studied this in class 10 as well as in class 11. Reproduction is a process by which an organism gives rise to offspring of its own kind. Now, between an organism gives birth to an offspring, that stage is represented by birth. Now from birth there are certain stages of growth and ultimately the final stage is reached, that is the death of the organism. This gap, this phase from birth to death, it is represented by lifespan. Again I am repeating, in between birth and death, there are various phases through which an organism goes through, but it is represented as by a single term that is known as lifespan. And this lifespan, children, is different for different organism. Even by seeing the size of the organism or by the appearance of the organism, you cannot say that lifespan of one organism is related with another. Take for example crow and parrot. Both are birds and more or less both of them have the same size. But you will be shocked to know that this parrot is having a lifespan not exactly but approximately of 140 years, but this crow is having a lifespan of just 25 years. The shortest lifespan of an organism is said to be of mayfly, This has a lifespan of just 1 day, that is 24 hours. That means from birth to death, this entire process is completed within 1 day. And the longest is believed to be of the tortoise. You will be finding various statements regarding the lifespan of tortoise, but on average, if you take, it is 100 to 150 years. There are different species of tortoise. Some are known to survive even for 225 years. Taking the case of plants, take 2 plants, for example, mango and banyan. Both are tall trees, but banyan is known to live for thousands of years and mango is having variable lifespan depending upon the circumstances, rather the suitable conditions for survival. It may vary from 5 years to even up to 10 to 15 years. Let us look into the phases which is there from birth to death. I told you all previously na, from birth to death there are different stages in between birth to death. Let us see those stages. Right after the birth of an organism, it does not start reproducing. It needs to attain a particular stage of growth. Then only that organism attains the capability of reproducing or producing their offspring. So, after birth, but before reproduction, the stage is represented by juvenile phase, that is the pre-reproduction phase. Means from birth the organism is growing, then after a certain stage it will get or reach the reproductive phase. So before the reproductive phase, the phase is known as juvenile phase. Then you have the reproductive phase. After the reproductive phase, this reproductive phase also lasts for a certain period of time in the life of an organism. An organism cannot reproduce throughout its lifespan. So that after the reproductive phase, the phase is known as aging phase. This aging is a term related with organisms, plants, not the plants but the animals and the human beings. For plants, we use the word senescence for the process of aging. After aging, we ultimately reach the final stage, that is death. Again I am repeating, from birth, certain stage of growth, that phase is known as juvenile phase. Immediately after a certain period of time, reproductive capacity is reached by an organism, that is represented by reproductive phase. Then after the reproductive phase, the phase of aging, and then it is the death. Let us start with the types of reproduction. Just now whatever we have finished, that was just the definition, just the basic concepts we were having. Now related with reproduction, all of you know that there are two types of reproduction: sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. So first of all, let us recapitulate the differences between sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. So, the first difference all of you must be knowing. In asexual reproduction, only one parent is involved. Only one parent is involved. But in sexual reproduction, two parents involved. Two parents involved. What type of reproduction are we undergoing, children? Obviously, had you all been with me, you all have shouted and said sexual reproduction. So, here two parents are involved. No formation or fusion of gametes. No formation and fusion of gametes. So, all of you must be knowing what are gametes. So, I need not repeat it once again. And here you will see in sexual reproduction, there is formation as well as fusion of gametes. Now let us come to the third difference. What is the third difference? Here asexual reproduction, what type of cell division you all will see? It is the mitosis. And here what we will see? Both meiosis as well as mitosis. Let me explain this point. You all have studied cell division in class 11. Mitosis, all of you must be knowing. What is, just again and again I have been telling you all that asexual, because of asexual reproduction, the offspring produced are offspring produced are exact copy of their parents, are exact copies of their parents, exactly the exact copy. And that is why we refer or give a definite term to it, the offspring to the offspring. They are known as clones. And in the process of mitosis, you all have studied that the daughter cells formed are exactly the same as that of the parents. Now in meiosis, sexual reproduction need to undergo meiosis, because in the gamete formation, without the process of meiosis, the haploid stage would not have been reached, and ultimately the organism would not have been the same kind existing for a particular species. Now come to the last point, that is, these are exact copies of the offspring are exact copies of their parents, and what you will see they are not exact copy, but there is variation. And why this variation has taken place? Because of the fusion of gametes from two different parents. There is exact copy means genetically, morphologically same. Variation genetically and morphologically may be different. Sexual reproduction. Types of asexual reproduction. The first we are going to start with fission. It is fission. Fission actually means splitting. We will be dealing with two types of fission. First, it will be binary fission. The second one, we are going to deal with multiple fission. Remember children, we are dealing with asexual reproduction means only one parent involved. Binary fission, the best example you will see in amoeba as well as in paramecium. You all have studied in your previous class. Suppose this is an amoeba. This is amoeba represented. I have drawn the nucleus. Now what happens? You know, for the process of binary fission, what will happen? This single cell, this parent amoeba being an unicellular organism, there will be division. First, there will be division of the extension of the nucleus, then division of the nucleus, then ultimately the division of the cytoplasm, and ultimately what you will see, there will be formation of two daughter cells. That is why it is said that amoeba or the unicellular organism, they are immortal. Do you all know what is immortal? We are not immortal. We are not at all immortal. Why? Because every one of us is afraid of death, because we need to go through that process of death. Even if we have taken birth, we have to die. We cannot live throughout the years. You are born, you have to die. But exceptional in case of unicellular organism like amoeba means, see, the first cell, parent cell, it is dividing to give rise to two daughter cells. And again these two daughter cells will grow, and again on reaching maturity they will again give rise to two daughter cell, and again this will grow, and again each daughter cell means one of them will become a parent cell, and they will give rise to two daughter cell. The process of cell division goes on and on and on. So it is said that unicellular organisms are immortal. So in binary fission, from one parent two daughter cells are formed. Two daughter cells are formed. Now take the case of multiple fission. Multiple fission means multiple splitting. That means here there will be formation of number of daughter cells. The example, let us take the example of plasmodium. Do you all know what is plasmodium? Yes, this is the organism which is responsible for causing the dreaded disease malaria. Now see, number of daughter cells, how this is formed. Suppose this is plasmodium. You have the nucleus. This nucleus will get divided. What? In the process, for undergoing the process of multiple division, this nucleus will get divided into several nuclei, and each of them will be having a mass of cytoplasm and a membrane around it. Each nucleus will be surrounded by cytoplasm and a membrane around it. Then ultimately there will be bursting out of the cell, and all the divided nucleus along with its cytoplasm and nucleus along with the cytoplasm will be coming out, and each of them will be forming new individuals or new offspring. So from one organism there is formation of so many daughter cells. That is why it is known as multiple fission. The process of asexual reproduction is budding. Here you see there the budding, the process of budding. You all have studied in your previous class. What happens in the process of budding? A small outgrowth arises from the body of the organism. Take the case of yeast. In yeast, you have seen it is an unicellular fungi. What happens? This is the body of the yeast, the parent organism. Now what will happen? A bud, rather an outgrowth develops from the body of the organism. Other outgrowths may also grow from that body of the organism, and these buds, they are known as buds, and this is the parent and this is the parent. But this bud cannot detach itself from the body of the organism. Why? Because it has to reach a certain stage of maturity. When it reaches a stage of maturity, or to such an extent that it can survive of its own, it will detach itself, it will detach itself from the parent body, and now it will have its individual identity as a new offspring, Now take the case of Hydra. All of you must be knowing about Hydra also. Take the example of Hydra. Let us draw the diagram. You all must have drawn it in your lower classes also. This is the body of the Hydra, and there are certain tentacles. You see the tentacles coming out of the body of Hydra. Now you will see bird develops from the body of the Hydra. This bird, what will happen on reaching maturity? Again the same thing. It will detach itself from the body of the parent organism, and it will become a new offspring. So the new individual formed from the parent body. There are other methods of asexual reproduction also, like spore formation, fragmentation. Later on we will be taking on vegetative propagation also in plants, but today we will wind up with budding. Let us recapitulate once again what we have discussed today. We have discussed about the terms and important concepts associated with the process of reproduction. First, the lifespan, different stages in the lifespan, different organisms having different lifespan. So keep on wondering how diverse our living world is. Organism looking very similar to each other but having very different lifespan. Next, we have discussed about the types of reproduction, that is sexual and asexual, and the differences between them, and different types of asexual reproduction. But amongst the different type of reproduction, asexual reproduction, we have discussed only what? Fission and budding. In the next session, we will be discussing about spore formation, then fragmentation, others like vegetative propagation. Stay safe, children. Stay healthy. Stay indoors. Do not go out. And please, and again I am repeating that please go through your NCERT book, because the contents are of immense help. And whenever you all feel like, you can go through the reference book also. Have a great day, children, ahead. God bless you all.